Well, Beth, should we start with you?
Sorry, Beth. That's worse, actually.
No worries.
Sorry. It's horrible not being able to see your face.
Yep.
We'll start with you, Beth. As a group, how much did you enjoy Friday night, and how much have you been able to bring that kind of feel-good factor through to today and hopefully a really big week?
Yeah, it was a nice game to play in. I feel like as a group we've been working hard to get that result. We've played and had some good performances, but ultimately we weren't ruthless enough in front of goal, which on Friday night we did that. We scored 5 goals and created a lot of chances again. So we're heading in the right direction. It put us in good stead for obviously tomorrow night, and we're looking forward to the next challenge.
And talk us through your goal. It was a little bit special, wasn't it? We've seen that maybe a few times similar to you from you before.
Yeah, I felt like I was in a good position, was full of confidence, obviously backed myself and my left foot that sometimes was standing on, but no, I'm just happy that I able to get that one in the back of the net. Obviously I seen it hit the post and thought, oh no, it's going to come back out, but luckily it went into the net, this one.
And as a player, when you're out there and maybe you haven't got the results you feel that you deserve, what for you was the difference? Why did the attack click on Friday? Is it something tangible?
I mean, we've worked really hard, obviously, alongside Renee in training and stuff. We've really tried to home in on the small things that we're not quite just getting right in front of goal at the moment. And sometimes them small details can win you games, and ultimately that's probably what we did on Friday night.
And Renee, for you, when you're in the emotion of it and you're watching these incredible goals, there's a few of them, wasn't there, go in. When you sort of strip it back and you re-look at it the next day and the day after, what for you was the most pleasing aspect of it?
Different things. I think we look like a team on Friday. That's for me the most important thing. There's a couple of things that gives us the signs that we're going in the right direction on a team level, how we care about each other, how we communicate on the pitch. So that was for me the biggest one. And then obviously very happy for the hard work that the girls put in, and I've been saying it before, there's a big ownership piece on the players at the moment, and they've been doing that to 100%. They've been working hard, all going in the same direction, and it paid off on Friday night. So I'm just very pleased for the players mostly.
And from your previous role where you were more kind of one-to-one, how much have you been able to sort of pull that confidence out and give them maybe the bravery to go and come out of their shells and do what they did on Friday night? Have you been tapping into that relationship you have with some of those players?
Of course, we as a coaching staff, we try to create an environment where players can feel confident and have the courage to do what they're good at and feel backed up if they would fail, because football is also a game of failure. That's what we try to create, but ultimately I think small successes, I've been saying it before, small successes could be goals, could be wins, but could be small things in training. Build momentum off of that, so that's what we've tried to do.
Just finally, Beth, I know you can cover your ears, but Beth, how much have you enjoyed working under her? What has she given this group of players, and I guess do you hope she continues in that role?
Yeah, we've obviously worked with Renee for quite a while now, obviously in different roles to the one she's in now, but I think she's took like a duck to water. It's been like an easy transition for us and the group. We know what she gives us, the confidence she gives us. We're playing good football. So I think as individuals and as a collective, we're really happy with what Renee's doing for us right now, and she deserves the credit of making us feel good and the performances that are coming on the pitch as well.
Is that the main difference, that you all feel that little bit taller, that you've got that self-belief in you?
Yeah, and I think that's sometimes what happens. It's a new chapter starting, kind of, and we've got to take the most out of this chapter and keep pushing forward and creating nice new ones. So, yeah, it's been a breath of fresh air with Renee, and been enjoying it so far anyway.
Would you like to stay?
Always.
In some capacity, I guess.
In some capacity, of course, no, but we love having Renee here, so we'll be happy whatever she chooses to do.
Perfect. Brilliant, thank you.
Thanks, Gail. Helen.
Yes, it was amazing on Friday. I do apologise for clapping out loud. Couple of questions. First of all, for you, Renee, Marianna, was she rested or did she have a small injury on Friday?
Yeah, a small little problem, which is she was back in full training today. So
Or like a hamstring or something? Or not?
yeah, a muscle problem.
Muscle thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she's back in full training today.
So this is a Tim Stillman type question I'm going to ask you, but it's struck me watching it that there was much more 1-2 touch, like really, really fast, especially in the first half on Friday. Was that a deliberate thing to get round Brighton and threading it through the middle rather than trying to always go out through the wings?
We always look at what the opposition gives us, but one thing we've been talking about is can we find more variety in our tempo of our attacks, and I think what Brighton was giving to us, we took that really well, especially in the first half.
Yeah, okay, and you mentioned in the last one in here about that you have a blueprint as the way you play. You settled that before, before the season even started, and I wondered how many versions of the blueprint, because it did feel like there was a different blueprint on Friday. Is there like a plan A, B, C? Is there all these different ones?
Do you mean the Arsenal way that we've been
Yes.
talking about? Yeah, no, that will always have to be there, because that's something that the players own, that the players created, and that's something we always want to be. But then again, depending on what the opposition gives us, we'll try to exploit it in different ways. So I don't know if that is the answer to your question, but that's one blueprint, that's one thing, and that's what we want to bring to every game.
Brilliant. And something for you, Beth, as well, is when we were watching the training session just now, I was taking some pictures and it felt like you guys were smiling a lot more than usual. Like everyone seemed to be smiling all around the whole squad. I don't know whether it's the sunshine as well, which is unusual. But I would just wonder how the mood is, how you all feel, and do you like playing in this kind of fast way that you did on Friday?
Yeah, I think the weather always helps. When the sun's out, we're happy. But no, I think we're just in a good place at the moment. We're building in the right direction. We've got a good foundation to build again. It's just a release of new energy, I guess, right now. And when you get the results and the performances, then it always makes you a happier footballer. Myself, individually, obviously, I've felt that. I can't speak for the whole team, but I know that we feel like we're all in a good place. We're all looking after each other. We knew, obviously, it was a tough period with the transition of how things have gone. So we've stuck together, and it's been, it's the new energy that the girls have brought. It's just showing on the pitch right now, and we were so close to doing that before, but it just wasn't quite clicking at that point. But it was nice to get that feeling for most of the game on Friday. I wouldn't say we were perfect Friday, but for most of the game, it felt nice.
And you personally, with your form, it seems like you're now starting to really hit a bit of a purple patch of form for Arsenal, but also for the Lionesses. Would you agree?
I guess I would be critical on myself at the start of the season. I could have done better. It's nice to start feeling that little bit of confidence and get that little bit of form again, whether that comes in or out of possession as a player. But I've really been trying to work hard and try and get that right alongside with Renee, who's been great, trying to push me in that right direction. So it's been nice to start to get that feeling back again.
Brilliant. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adam. Robert.
Yeah, Beth from Rennie, I was just going to get your thoughts first of all on the tie in hand at Juventus, your assessment and what you expect tomorrow.
Go on, boss.
A different kind of football than what we usually play against in the WSL. We're expecting them to make it really hard for us in the way they defend. I think from a WSL perspective, it's unorthodox. They are a little bit more player for player in the way they play. So that's a new challenge for us, and we try to prepare the girls as good as possible to be able to exploit this defending system in the best way.
Yeah, it's a Champions League night, a European night. The games are always very different. It's going to be probably a very high tempo game, and we've got to try and get a foothold in these type of games early and try and control it the best that we can. So I think that's going to be a big challenge for us in the way that they play tomorrow night.
What do you know about their players? Anyone in particular you know?
Yeah, I know most of them, Beth.
Yeah. I can't say I've known many Italians so well at the moment.
No, but they have a really good squad. They have a lot of qualities in their team. We'll see who they will bring into their starting 11. We don't know and who they will finish with, but there's a lot of qualities in that team, in all units, I would say. So it's a very strong opposition, very good at counter-attacking as well. So we'll really have to try to find the right balance of when do we go forward, when are we fast, and when do we need to stop them. So it's going to be a new challenge for us, but I'm sure that the players, they're all on board with this idea, and I think they have a good idea of what the game will look like, and then we'll try and manage and play it in the best way possible tomorrow.
Thanks. We'll come to the call for a couple now. Dan.
Hi both, hope you're well. Just one for Renee, please. Obviously, you're neck and neck with Juve in the group. In terms of winning the group, do you kind of see this game as a must win or a must not lose?
We're going there to play our best football, and we have a big belief in what we can do tomorrow. Looking at what we've been performing lately and having obviously scouted Juventus, we have a big belief in ourselves, and then we'll see how the game progresses, what decisions we have to make, but we go there to win.
And Beth, I think you're coming up against a defence that haven't conceded for the last 4 games, so as an attacking player, does that kind of push you on? Does it kind of motivate you to kind of be the player to try and unlock them?
There's always a motivation to try and unlock them, score, assist, and I know a lot of our forward players will be very hungry to try and change that stat tomorrow night. So we're looking forward to the challenge, but yeah, hopefully we can score some goals and get lots of assists.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much and best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Katie.
Hi there. Just wanted to ask a question to Renee first of all. Renee, obviously you're unbeaten in 4 matches now in interim charge, and there's a growing number of supporters who would really like you to stay on in a permanent role. I'm just wondering, if you were offered the job, would you take it? Would you turn it down?
I think I get this question in every press conference. And my answer will be the same. I'm very much in the moment. I know that this will be the situation for this block, and we're, as a coaching staff, we're trying to do everything to help the girls forward. And I think everyone is putting that little extra in from both a staff and a player perspective. So I'm just in the moment trying to get the best out of Arsenal, because I care a lot. And like I said, I really enjoyed the role I had before. Now I have to play this role for the team. I'll play this role for the team. About the future, I don't know. I'm just in the moment.
I guess the questions come because you're doing so well, Renee. So thank you. And then just one for Beth as well. You said earlier about how Renee's obviously built your confidence up, and you're in good form, obviously, in the great game against Brighton as well. I just wonder if you could expand a little bit on that. As an experienced player, how does someone coming into a different role like that, how does that kind of lift you and help you? What's Renee done in that sense?
I think the nice thing is that Renee played obviously as a player, and she understands that you kind of have these moments within your career, and we've sat down, we've worked on stuff on the pitch, we've homed in on little things that I can improve on, I can work more on, and sometimes you need it in black and white, and I think we've put that out there again, of things that I need to be better at, and hopefully I've done that a little bit better recently. So it's nice to have an understanding between each other that we're trying to push for the right reasons and try and get the best out of me to get the best out of the team, and so far so good.
And just finally, Beth, I think Tim mentioned before, obviously Arsenal and Juventus have identical records in this group. How do you see this game in terms of progression in the Champions League, and just how significant do you think this game is?
I think every Champions League game is a big game for us, but the position we're in right now, every game in this group is a must-win game for us, and that's what we'll go out to try and do in each game that we're playing. Obviously, we know, like we've said, Juve are a very, very good team, and it's going to be very difficult to go there and get a win, but that's our ultimate goal going into this game and moving forward in the Champions League.
Thanks very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Katie. And lastly, we'll come to Tim.
Thanks. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm the train just coming into Vienna now, so I'm nearly there. But Renee, I wanted to ask you about the goals on Friday night. You talked about attacking variety, but when I close my eyes and think of a Beth Mead goal, it looks like the goal she scored on Friday. ditto Caitlin. I think we all know what a free goal looks like. How valuable is that in terms of, like, perhaps players reconnecting with confidence, but that kind of repeatability and players scoring almost trademark goals?
No, that's part of very hard work that the players have put in, and what we try to achieve together, again, coaches and players, is to get the best out of everyone. And I think I agree with you. Beth's goal was Beth at her best. Frida's goal was Frida at her best, and I think 40's goal is us as a team at our best, but also 40 making those runs into the box. So I 100% agree with you.
Thanks, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. We'll leave it there.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much. You all going?
No, I'll be watching on telly.
Oh,
Sorry.
be comfortable at home.
Yeah, indeed.